This doctrine, and the Tadal doctrine, when joined together being like unto a mandala of gold inset with turquoise, combine them. Thus, the indispensable nature of the Thodal being shown. There now cometh the setting face to face with the dawning of the wrathful deities in the bardo. The eighth day, again, calling the deceased by name, address him thus: O nobly born, listen undistractedly. Not having been able to recognize when the peaceful deities shone upon thee in the bardo above, thou hast come wandering thus far. Now, on the eighth day, the blood-drinking wrathful deities will come to shine. Act so as to recognize them without being distracted. O nobly born, the great glorious Buddha Haruka, dark brown of color, with 3 heads, 6 hands, and 4 feet firmly postured, the right face being white, the left red, the central dark brown, the body emitting flames of radiance, the 9 eyes widely opened, in terrifying gaze, the eyebrows quivering like lightning, the protruding teeth glistening and set over one another, giving vent to sonorous utterances of ilala and ha, and piercing whistling sounds, the hair of a reddish-yellow 25 color, standing on end, and emitting radiance, the heads adorned with dried, human, skulls, and the symbols of the sun and moon. Black serpents and raw, human, heads forming a garland for the body, the first of the right hands holding a wheel, the middle one, a sword, the last one, a battle axe, the first of the left hands, a bell, the middle one, a skull bowl, the last one, a plowshare, his body embraced by the mother, Buddha Kroti Shorima. Her right hand clinging to his neck and her left putting to his mouth, a red shell, filled with blood, making a palatal sound like a crackling, and a clashing sound, and a rumbling sound as loud as thunder, emanating from the 2 deities, radiant flames of wisdom, blazing from every hairpore of the body, and each containing a flaming dorje, the 2 deities together thus, standing with one leg bent and the other straight and tense, on a dais supported by horned eagles, will come forth from within thine own brain and shine vividly upon thee. Fear that not. Be not awed. Know it to be the embodiment of thine own intellect. As it is thine own tutelary deity, be not terrified. Be not afraid, for in reality is it the Bhagwan Vairocana, the Father-Mother. Simultaneously with the recognition, liberation will be obtained, if they be recognized, merging thyself in at one ment into the tutelary deity. Buddhahood in the Sambhogakaya will be one. The 9th day. But if one flee from them, through awe and terror being begotten, then, on the 9th day, the blood drinking deities of the Vajra order will come to receive one. Thereupon, the setting face to face is, calling the deceased by name, thus: O nobly born, listen undistractedly. He of the blood drinking Vajra order named the Bhagwan Vajraharuka, dark blue in color, with 3 faces, 6 hands, and 4 feet firmly postured, in the first right hand, holding a dorje, in the middle, one, a skull bowl, in the last, one, a battle axe, in the first of the left, a bell, in the middle, one, a skull bowl, in the last, one, a plowshare. His body embraced by the mother Vajrakroti Shorima, her right hand clinging to his neck, her left offering to his mouth a red shell, filled with blood, will issue from the eastern quarter of thy brain and come to shine upon thee. Fear it not. Be not terrified. Be not awed. Know it to be the embodiment of thine own intellect. As it is thine own tutelary deity, be not terrified. In reality, they are the Bhagwan Vajrasattva, the Father and Mother. Believe in them. Recognizing them, liberation will be obtained at once. By so proclaiming them, knowing them to be tutelary deities, merging in them in at one ment, Buddhahood will be obtained. The 10th day. Yet, if one do not recognize them, the obscurations of evil deeds being too great, and flee from them through terror and awe, then, on the 10th day, the blood-drinking deities of the precious gem order will come to receive one. Thereupon the setting face-to-faces, calling the deceased by name, thus, O nobly born, listen. On the 10th day, the blood-drinking deity of the precious gem order, named Ratnaharoka, yellow of color, having 3 faces, 6 hands, 4 feet firmly postured, the right face white, the left red, the central darkish yellow, and hollowed in flames, in the first of the 6 hands holding a gem, in the middle, 1, a trident staff, in the last, 1, a baton, in the first of the left hands, a bell, in the middle, 1, a skull bowl, in the last, 1, a trident staff. His body embraced by the mother Ratnakroti Shorima, her right hand clinging to his neck, her left offering to his mouth a red shell filled with blood, will issue from the southern quarter of thy brain and come to shine upon thee. Fear not. Be not terrified. Be not awed. Know them to be the embodiment of thine own intellect. They, being thine own tutelary deity, be not terrified. In reality, they are the Father-Mother 26 Bhagwan Ratnasambhava. Believe in them. Recognition of them, and the obtaining of liberation, will be simultaneous. The 11th day. Yet, though set face to face thus, if, through power of evil propensities, terror and awe being produced, not recognizing them to be tutelary deities, one flee from them, then, on the 11th day, the blood drinking lotus order will come to receive one. Thereupon the setting face to faces, calling the deceased by name, thus. O nobly born, on the 11th day, the blood-drinking deity of the lotus order, called the Bhagwan Padmaharoka, of reddish-black color, having 3 faces, 6 hands, and 4 feet firmly postured, the right face white, the left blue, the central darkish red. In the first of the right of the 6 hands, holding a lotus, in the middle, 1, a trident staff, in the last, a club, in the first of the left hands, a bell, in the middle, 1, a skull bowl filled with blood, in the last, a small drum. His body embraced by the mother Padmakroti Shorima, her right hand clinging to his neck, her left offering to his mouth a red shell, filled with blood, the father and mother in union, will issue from the western quarter of thy brain and come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. Be not terrified. Be not awed. Rejoice. Recognize them to be the product of thine own intellect, as they are thine own tutelary deity. Be not afraid. In reality, they are the Father-Mother Bhagwan Amitba. Believe in them. Concomitantly with recognition, liberation will come. Through such acknowledging, recognizing them to be tutelary deities, in at one ment thou wilt merge into them and obtain Buddhahood. The 12th day. Despite such setting face to face, being still led backwards by evil propensities, terror and awe arising, it may be that one recognize not and flee. Thereupon, on the 12th day, the blood-drinking deities of the karmic order, accompanied by the Karama, Tamenma, and Wangchugma, will come to receive 1. Not recognizing, terror may be produced. Whereupon, the setting face to faces, calling the deceased by name, thus. O nobly born, on the 12th day, the blood-drinking deity of the karmic order, named Karma. Harawa, dark green of color, having 3 faces, 6 hands, and 4 feet firmly postured, the right face, white, the left, red, the middle, dark green, majestic, of appearance, in the first of the right of 6 hands, holding a sword, in the middle, 1, a trident staff, in the last, a club, in the first of the left hands, a bell, in the middle, 1, a skull bowl, in the last, a plowshare. His body embraced by the Mother Karmakrotishorima, her right hand, clinging to his neck, the left offering to his mouth a red shell, the father and mother in union, issuing from the northern quarter of thy brain, will come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. Be not terrified. Be not awed. Recognize them to be the embodiment of thine own intellect. They, being thine own tutelary deity, be not afraid. In reality they are the Father-Mother. Bhagwan Amoga Siddhi. Believe, and be humble, and be fond of them. Concomitantly with recognition, liberation will come. Through such acknowledging, recognizing them to be tutelary deities, in at-one-ment thou wilt merge into them and obtain Buddhahood. Through the Guru's select teaching, one cometh to recognize them to be the thought forms issuing from one's own intellectual faculties. For instance, a person, upon recognizing a lion skin to be a lion skin, is freed from fear, for though it be only a stuffed lion skin, if one do not know it to be so actually, fear ariseth, but upon being told by some person that it is a lion skin only, one is freed from fear. Similarly here, too, when the bands of blood-drinking deities, huge of proportions, with very thick-set limbs, dawn as big as the 27 skies, awe and terror are naturally produced in one. But, as soon as the setting face-to-face is heard, one recognizeth them to be one's own tutelary deities in one's own thought forms. Then, when upon the mother clear light, which one had been accustomed to formerly, a secondary clear light, the offspring clear light, coming together like two intimate acquaintances, blend inseparably, and, therefrom, a self-emancipating radiance dawneth upon one, through self-enlightenment in self knowledge one is liberated. The 13th day. If this setting face-to-face be not obtained, good persons on the path, too, fall back from here and wander into the Sangstra. Then the 8 wrathful ones, the Karimas, and the Taminmas, having various animal heads, issue from within one's own brain and come to shine upon oneself. There. Upon the setting face-to-face is, calling the deceased by name, thus, O nobly born, listen undistractedly. On the 13th day, from the eastern quarter of thy brain, the 8 Karimas will emanate and come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. From the east of thy brain, the white Karima, holding a human corpse, as a club, in the right hand, in the left, holding a skull bowl filled with blood, will come to shine upon thee. Fear not. From the south, the yellowed Surima, holding a bow and arrow, ready to shoot, from the west, the red Pramaha, holding a Mawa banner, from the north, the black Padali, holding a dorj and a blood-filled skull bowl, from the southeast, the red Pakase, holding intestines in the right hand, and, with the left putting them to her mouth, from the southwest, the dark green Gasmarl, the left hand holding a blood-filled skull bowl, with the right stirring it with a dorj, and she then drinking it with majestic relish, from the northwest, the yellowish-white sandal, tearing asunder a head from a corpse, the right hand holding a heart, the left putting the corpse to the mouth and she then eating thereof. From the northeast, the dark blue smasha, tearing asunder a head from a corpse and eating thereof. These, the 8 karimas of the abodes, or 8 directions, also come to shine upon thee, surrounding the 5 blood-drinking fathers. Yet be not afraid. O nobly born, from the circle outside of them, the 8 temenmas of the 8 regions of the brain will come to shine upon thee. From the east, the dark brown lion-headed one, the hands crossed on the breast, and in the mouth holding a corpse, and shaking the mane. From the south, the red tiger-headed one, the hands crossed downwards, grinning and showing the fangs and looking on with protruding eyes. From the west, the black fox-headed one, the right hand holding a shaving knife, the left holding an intestine, and she eating and licking the blood therefrom. From the north, the dark blue wolf-headed one, the 2 hands tearing open a corpse and looking on with protruding eyes. From the southeast, the yellowish-white vulture-headed one, bearing a gigantic, human-shaped corpse on the shoulder and holding a skeleton in the hand. From the southwest, the dark red cemetery bird-headed one, carrying a gigantic corpse on the shoulder. From the northwest, the black crow-headed one, the left hand holding a skull bowl, the right holding a sword, and she eating heart and lungs. From the northeast, the dark blue owl-headed one, holding a dorge in the right hand, and holding a skull bowl in the left, and eating these 8 temenmas of the 8 regions, likewise surrounding the blood-drinking fathers, and issuing from within thy brain, come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. Know them to be the thought forms of thine own intellectual faculties. 28. The 14th day. O nobly born, on the 14th day, the 4 female doorkeepers, also issuing from within thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee. Again recognize. From the east quarter of thy brain will come to shine the white tiger-headed goat-holding goddess, bearing a blood-filled skull bowl in her left hand. From the south, the yellow so-headed noose-holding goddess. From the west, the red lion-headed iron chain-holding goddess, and from the north, the green serpent-headed bell-holding goddess. Thus issue the 4 female doorkeepers also from within thine own brain and come to shine upon thee, as tutelary deities. Recognize them. O nobly born, on the outer circle of these 30 wrathful deities, Harukas, the 28 various headed mighty goddesses, bearing various weapons, issuing from within thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. Recognize whatever shineth to be the thought forms of thine own intellectual faculties. At this vitally important time, recollect the select teachings of the Guru. O nobly born, there will dawn, from the east, the dark brown yak-headed Rakshasa goddess, holding a dorge and a skull, and the reddish-yellow serpent-headed Brahma goddess, holding a lotus in her hand, and the greenish-black leopard-headed great goddess, holding a trident in her hand, and the blue monkey-headed goddess of inquisitiveness, holding a wheel, and the red snowbear-headed virgin goddess, bearing a short spear in the hand, and the white bear-headed Indra goddess, holding an intestine noose in the hand. These, the 6 yoginis of the east, issuing from within the eastern quarter of thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee. Fear that not. O nobly born, from the south, will dawn, the yellow bat-headed delight goddess, holding a shaving knife in the hand, and the red Makara-headed peaceful goddess, holding an urn in the hand, and the red scorpion-headed Amrita goddess, holding a lotus in the hand, and the white kite-headed moon goddess, holding a dorge in the hand, and the dark green fox-headed batten goddess, flourishing a club in the hand, and the yellowish-black tiger-headed Rakshasti, holding a blood-filled skull bowl in the hand, these, the 6 yoginis of the south. Issuing from within the southern quarter of thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee, fear that not, O nobly born. From the west, will dawn, the greenish-black vulture-headed eater goddess, holding a baton in the hand, and the red horse-headed delight goddess, holding a huge trunk of a corpse, and the white eagle-headed mighty goddess, holding a club in the hand, and the yellow dog-headed Rakshasti, holding a dorge in the hand and a shaving knife and cutting, with this, and the red hoopoe headed desire goddess, holding a bow and arrow in the hand aimed, and the green stag-headed wealth guardian goddess, holding an urn in the hand, these, the 6 yoginis of the west. Issuing from within the western quarter of thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee, fear that not, O nobly born. From the north, will dawn, the blue wolf-headed wind goddess, waving a pennant in the hand, and the red ibex-headed woman goddess, holding a pointed stake in the hand, and the black sow-headed sow goddess, holding a noose of fangs in the hand, and the red crow-headed thunderbolt goddess, holding an infant corpse in the hand, and the greenish-black elephant-headed big-nosed goddess, holding in the hand a big corpse and drinking blood from a skull, and the blue serpent-headed water goddess, holding in the hand a serpent noose, these, the 6 yoginis of the north. Issuing from within, the northern quarter of thine own brain, will come to shine upon thee, fear that not. 29. O nobly born, the 4 yoginis of the door, issuing from within the brain, will come to shine upon thee. From the east, the black cuckoo-headed mystic goddess, holding an iron hook in the hand, from the south, the yellow goat-headed mystic goddess, holding a noose in the hand, from the west, the red lion-headed mystic goddess, holding an iron chain in the hand, and from the north, the greenish-black serpent-headed mystic goddess, these, the 4 doorkeeping yoginis, issuing from within the brain, will come to shine upon thee. Since these 28 mighty goddesses emanate from the bodily powers of Ratnasambhava, he, of the 6 Heruka deities, recognize them. O nobly born. The peaceful deities emanate from the voidness of the Dharmic Daya, recognize them. From the radiance of the Dharmic Daya emanate the wrathful deities, recognize them. At this time when the 58 blood-drinking deities emanating from thine own brain come to shine upon thee, if thou knowest them to be the radiances of thine own intellect, thou wilt merge, in the state of at-one-ment, into the body of the blood-drinking ones therein then, and obtain Buddhahood. O nobly born, by not recognizing now, and by fleeing from the deities out of fear, again sufferings will come to overpower thee. If this be not known, fear being begotten of the blood-drinking deities, 1 is awed and terrified and fainteth away. One's own thought forms turn into illusory appearances, and one wandereth into the sangstra. If one be not awed and terrified, one will not wander into the sangstra. Furthermore, the bodies of the largest of the peaceful and wrathful deities are equal, in vastness, to the limits of the heaves, the intermediate, as big as Mtimeru, the smallest, equal to 18 bodies. Such as thine own body, set one upon another. Be not terrified at that, be not awed. If all existing phenomena shining forth as divine shapes and radiances be recognized to be the emanations of one's own intellect, Buddhahood will be obtained at that very instant of recognition. The saying, Buddhahood will be obtained in a moment of time, is that which applieth now. Bearing this in mind, one will obtain Buddhahood by merging, in at-one-ment, into the radiances and the kayas. O nobly born! Whatever fearful and terrifying visions thou mayst see, recognize them to be thine own thought forms. O nobly born, if thou recognize not, and be frightened, then all the peaceful deities will shine forth in the shape of Mahakala. And all the wrathful deities will shine forth in the form of Dharmaraja, the Lord of Death. And thine own thought forms becoming illusions, or mdras, thou wilt wander into the Sangstra. O nobly born, if one recognize not one's own thought forms, however learned one may be in the scriptures, both sutras and tantras, although practicing religion for a kalpa, one obtaineth not Buddhahood. If one recognize one's own thought forms, by one important art and by one word, Buddhahood is obtained. If one's thought forms be not recognized as soon as one dieth, the shapes of Dharmaraja, the Lord of Death, will shine forth on the Choni Id Bardu, the largest of the bodies of Dharmaraja, the Lord of Death, equaling the heavens, in vastness, the intermediate, and Nimeru, the smallest, 18 times 31's own body, will come filling the world systems. They will come having their upper teeth biting the nether lip, their eyes glassy, their hairs tied up on the top of the head, big-bellied, narrow-waisted, holding a karmic record board in the hand, giving utterance from their mouth to sounds of strike, slay, licking human brain, drinking blood, tearing heads from corpses, tearing out the hearts. Thus will they come, filling the worlds. O nobly born, when such thought forms emanate, be thou not afraid, nor terrified. The body which now thou possessest, being a mental body of karmic propensities, though slain and chopped to bits, cannot die. Because thy body is, in reality, one of voidness, thou needest not fear. The bodies of the Lord of Death, too, are emanations from the radiances of thine own intellect. They are not constituted of matter. Voidness cannot injure voidness. Beyond the emanations of thine own intellectual faculties, externally, the peaceful and the wrathful ones, the blood-drinking ones, the various-headed ones, the rainbow lights, the terrifying forms of the Lord of Death, exist not in reality. Of this, there is no doubt. Thus, knowing this, all the fear and terror is self-dissipated, and, merging in the state of at-one ment, Buddhahood is obtained. If thou recognizest in that manner, exerting thy faith and affection towards the tutelary deities and believing that they have come to receive thee amidst the ambuscades of the bardo, think, I take refuge in them, and remember the precious Trinity, exerting towards them the Trinity, fondness and faith. Whosoever thine own tutelary deity may be, recollect now, and, calling him by name, pray thus, alas! Wandering am I in the bardo, run to my rescue, uphold me by thy grace, O precious tutelary. Calling upon the name of thine own guru, pray thus, alas, wandering am I in the bardo, rescue me. Oh, let not thy grace forsake me. Have faith in the blood-drinking deities, too, and offer up this prayer, alas! When I am wandering in the Sangsara, through force of overpowering illusions, on the light path of the abandonment of fright, fear, and awe, may the bands of the Bhagavans, the peaceful and wrathful ones, lead me. May the bands of the wrathful goddess rich in space be my rearguard, and save me from the fearful ambuscades of the bardo, and place me in the state of the perfectly enlightened Buddhas. When wandering alone, separated from dear friends, when the void forms of one's own thoughts are shining here, may the Buddhas, exerting the force of their grace, cause not to come the fear, awe, and terror in the bardo. When the 5 bright wisdom lights are shining here, may recognition come without dread and without awe. When the divine bodies of the peaceful and the wrathful are shining here, May the assurance of fearlessness be obtained and the bardo be recognized. When, by the power of evil karma, misery is being tasted, may the tutelary deities dissipate the misery. When the natural sound of reality is reverberating, like 1,000 thunders, May 31st they be transmuted into the sounds of the 6 syllables. When unprotected, karma having to be followed here, I beseech the gracious compassionate one to protect me. When suffering miseries of karmic propensities here, may the blissfulness of the clear light dawn, may the 5 elements not rise up as enemies, but may I behold the realms of the 5 orders of the enlightened ones. Thus, in earnest faith and humility, offer up the prayer, whereby all fears will vanish in Buddhahood. In the Sambhogakaya will undoubtedly be one. Important is this: being undistracted, repeated in that manner, 3 of, even, 7 times. However heavy the evil karma may be and however weak the remaining karma may be, it is no possible that liberation will not be obtained, if one but recognize. If, nevertheless, despite everything done in these stages of the bardo, recognition is still not brought about, then, there being danger of one's wandering further, into the 3rd bardo, called the Sitpa bardo, the setting face to face for that will be shown in detail hereinafter. The conclusion, showing the fundamental importance of the bardo teachings. Whatever the religious practices of anyone may have been, whether extensive or limited, during the moments of death various misleading illusions occur, and hence the stodol is indispensable. 2. Those who have meditated much. The real truth dawneth as soon as the body and consciousness. Principal part. The acquiring of experience while living is important. They who have, then, recognized the true nature of their own being, and thus have had some experience, obtain great power during the bardo of the moments of death, when the clear light dawneth. Again, the meditation on the deities of the mystic path of the mantra, both in the visualizing and the perfecting stages, while living, will be of great influence when the peaceful and wrathful visions dawn on the Coniad bardo. Thus the training in this bardo being of particular importance even while living, hold to it, read it, commit it to memory, bear it in mind properly, read it regularly thrice, let the words and the meanings be very clear. It should be so that the words and the meanings will not be forgotten even though 100 executioners were pursuing the. It is called the Great Liberation by hearing, because even those who have committed the 5 boundless sins are sure to be liberated if they hear it by the path of the ear. Therefore read it in the midst of vast congregations. Disseminate it through having heard it once, even though one do not comprehend it. It will be remembered in the intermediate state without a word being omitted, for the intellect become ninefold more lucid there. Hence it should be proclaimed in the ears of all living person. It should be read over the pillows of all persons who are ill, it should be read at the side of all corpses, it should be spread broadcast. Those who meet with this doctrine are indeed fortunate. Save for them who have accumulated much merit and absolved many obscurations, difficult is it to meet with it. Even when met with, difficult is it to comprehend it. Liberation will be won through simply not disbelieving it upon hearing it. Therefore, treat this doctrine very dearly, it is the essence of all doctrines. 32. The setting face to face while experiencing reality in the intermediate state, called the teaching. which liberateth by merely being heard, and that which liberateth by merely being attached, is finished.